Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Vault Hunters. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a fantastic day. I don't know what's going on. Oh, now you want to work. Okay, so I was having some issues with this Omega statue not actually generating any resources, but it appears to be working now. Hopefully changing it into the large statue form and then back will have reset it. But it just wasn't generating, like, anything there for a while, so I don't know what the deal was. But what I want to do first today is something that is completely unnecessary, but is also really cool, and therefore we're doing it because it's cool, even though it's completely unnecessary. And that is, I want to make a transmogrification table. Now, if you've ever played, like, MMOs or a lot of RPGs or something like that, you may be familiar with the concept of transmogrification. And basically, what that is taking armor and giving it the appearance of other armor. Because, you know, if you've played those types of games, you may know that you get some armor that looks really cool, but has terrible stats. And then you get some armor that looks absolutely hilariously terrible, but has great stats. So transmogrification, in those cases, is a way to make it so you can change the appearance of armor. So, for example, let's just take, I don't know, our vault. Well, actually, those vault. Let's take this stupid helmet. This, like, witch helmet thing. So you toss this in here. You can then take some vault bronze, like so, and then I guess you have to grab a different helmet. So let's just see, what helmets do we have that actually, like, might look cool? Because I don't know. Let's see. Nope, that one's ridiculous. That one is not great. That reminds me of, like, a Chaos Warrior from Warhammer, which is kind of cool. We're definitely not going with the horse. The hood, yeah. That's also a no. Why do all of my helmets look hilariously awful? I just want something that looks cool. You know what? We might just go with the crown. Let's just go with the crown. Sure. So we toss this guy in. We toss in our vault bronze, and then we toss in our helmet. And now we have this helmet, but with this appearance. And it looks like it does not consume the other piece of gear. So that's pretty cool. Now we have a helmet that actually looks way more interesting and not hilariously awful compared to our previous one. And you can do that with all of your vault gear. So if I grab the full set of armor here and we just toss it on, you know, this is okay, I guess. I'm not a huge fan of the chest plate. So let's just see, if we look at chest plates, what our options are. We got this guy, you can't use this with any scrappy stuff, by the way. I think technically you might be able to make it look scrappy, but you can't change the appearance of scrappy gear. That's a unique one. This one and this one, I think. Oh, and this guy. There we go. So, oh, and you. We have a lot of chest plate options. So let's just start looking. That's a little bulky. That's okay. That might be an option, actually. That doesn't look terrible with our current gear. That's just like a scarf. Mage type thing. That's a little over the top. That one's actually not bad. I don't hate that. That one's a little too big. And that one's not terrible either. So I'd say our three options... Oh, and this guy... Actually, that one looks pretty good. I think I like that one. Yeah, we're going to go with that one. So let's grab our... Take this off. Toss you in. Put this here. Like so. No? You cannot apply the appearance of the scrappy chestplate. That one was the best looking one, though. Okay, it's fine. We'll go with this one, I guess, instead. Sure. So now, it ends up, the gold is pretty gold. It doesn't look great. But you know what? This is fine. It's still an improvement over our previous look, shall we say. So, you know, that's how it works. And you can do that with basically any of your vault gear. Costs you some vault bronze, and you have to have, obviously, the piece of gear that you want to change it into. But just kind of a cool little way to sort of customize your appearance a bit. So, not a bad thing. Now, let me toss this stuff back where it belongs. There we go. Now, a couple things we need to do. So, I'm working down here on making some more vault crystals, and the next thing we need is 3 honeycomb. Now, I have beehives, and they actually do have bees in them, but I just never really got around to setting up a bee farm. So I think that is the first thing I want to tackle today, is just set up a quick little beehive farm type thing, so that whenever I do need honeycomb, I can go get some. We don't need tons and tons of it in this mod pack, especially since I'm not trying to, like, use any of the honey stuff for building or anything like that, but yeah, it would be good. Actually, you know what? We do have a honeycomb block. I can't remember. Can this be converted? I don't think so. I think once it's made into a block, it's stuck as a block. But yeah, we do have a bunch of these beehives, so let's just go ahead and make a little quick bee farm. I went ahead and built a little bee hut. Nothing fancy at all. It's just basically a super simple wooden house with some windows, and then instead of an interior, it's got bees. And as you can see, we have bees. They're doing bee things. So if I let these be for a while, they will slowly produce honey. And as I said, we're really not going to need a ton of honey because it's a rare item for the vault table, and I don't really think I'm going to be using it for pretty much anything else. So this should be more than enough. We could obviously make a much larger setup, but I just don't think it's necessary. I think something simple like this will get the job done, and yeah, that'll take care of our honeycomb problems. I also think it is time for us to get another Omega statue. I think this is the last statue we need here. Yep, there we go. So we have a new statue. Let's grab ourselves a chest. Doesn't really matter. Just something simple like this should work. We're going to have to find a new spot to put these because I can't put them over here anymore. Let's maybe stash some statues along the side of the house here, I guess. It's not ideal, but it should work. So we put this down. All right, what are the options? We have white alabaster, red rock, hardened stone, rebar concrete tile, and dirt. Those are some pretty terrible options, to be honest. We're going to go with dirt because it's the only one that's actually ever used in the table. But that's very not ideal. I would have much preferred literally anything that's actually a useful vanilla resource, because dirt is not exactly difficult to come by, obviously. It's everywhere. But hey, is what it is. We'll make it work. I don't know if we'll leave the name on this one for now. I'll maybe change it later, but either way, it's another Omega statue. We'll take it. We just completed our first bee harvest, and I do have the honeycomb. So let's toss a couple of those in there, and I guess I'll put these in here because I don't really know where else, but let's get this going, and let's just see what our next crystal is going to be. Looks like we need cocoa beans, emeralds, bricks, and cobwebs. The cobwebs are easy. I do have a bunch of those. Oh, that's a vault crystal, not a cobweb. The emeralds are easy. Let's just grab 36 of those. The cocoa beans and the bricks, on the other hand, not so easy. Clay is kind of a nuisance, and bricks are also kind of a nuisance. And cocoa beans, I don't know. I've got 5 at the moment. So that's not great. Let's get some jungle wood here. And let's at least get these growing. We may make a cocoa bean farm here pretty quick. Obviously, a cocoa bean farm doesn't need to be anything like super ridiculous. Let's just go 1, 2, 3. That's 4. Let's just go, I don't know, here. 1. We'll go 5 like this, I guess. And then a little like, there we go. We'll let those grow so we can get more cocoa beans. Obviously, we can fortune them, which will speed up the process, but we may just need to make a cocoa bean farm. And they're not hard to set up, so I think that's probably the way to do it. What else do we need? Bricks? Yeah, so that's going to be clay. That one's going to be a little rough, but I think I will hold off on that one for now. We should probably check this crystal that we just made. Anything ridiculous? Nothing super crazy there. And nothing super crazy here either. I did, by the way, make an additional catalyst decryption table because, like, why not? We had enough catalysts at this point that having 2 tables will make it much easier to look through. But yeah, nothing super crazy on that one. So I think next, what I want to do, I want to keep working on our vault progression. So I think it is time for a little bit of a vault montage. That was honestly a very excellent batch of vaults. We ran 3. The first vault was a Horde and Lucky vault, and we got a ton of loot. I ran 2 more afterwards, which were fine. They were okay, but the first vault was really the big one. where we got tons of good stuff. So this is what we ended up after 3 vault runs. Not a lot of the normal stuff. I already went ahead and opened all the relic booster packs and the mystery boxes and rolled all the items. None of the vault gear is like particularly insane. Some of it's fine, like a haste axe and a common sword that has extra damage, but nothing that I think is like crazy exciting. But we did get another banished soul, which is great. We got a ton of vault gems, including 2 echo gems and some other rare stuff, tubium, etc. We got another seal of the Challenger, which will come in handy down the road. And we got quite a lot of star essence. This is almost enough star essence for a knowledge star just by itself. And so I think we're probably up to roughly 3 knowledge stars right now, give or take. If I were to turn all of our star essence into knowledge stars, I think we'd probably be at about 3, maybe 4, which isn't bad. That's not bad at all. Also, we got a bunch of statues. I don't think any of these are crazy. Granite. Yeah, nothing super crazy. We can actually take some of these because we don't care about anything that isn't a vanilla block. Bricks. Yo, that one's actually very good. We actually need bricks for our next thing, so happy about that one. Dolomite, rebar, metal plates, and okay, that's it. All right, so what we're going to do, we're also insanely close to leveling up. Very, very, very close, and that's something we're going to want to do. Probably using burgers. How much did that give us? 30% towards the next Omega statue. That's not bad at all. So let's grab a couple of these vault burgers here. And look at that. We only needed 1. So now we have 5 unspent skill points. And we definitely have some options. I didn't realize it, but we can actually get a permanent level of luck here for 5 skill points, which is pretty good. That's definitely something we want as soon as possible. We also can get another level of strength, and I think this is the one we're actually going to take, and then we'll get Treasure Hunter next. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Luck is amazing. It really is. But damage, just more raw damage, really makes a big difference when it comes to killing bosses, killing enemies, staying alive. Like, it's just, you really need to make sure that your damage keeps up with everything else. So I think we're going to go with strength. And then next, we'll save up for Treasure Hunter to get luck. And then we might actually just save up for another level of Treasure Hunter right away, because the next one is at level 75 after we get the first one. And when we get the first one unlocked, we'll actually be at level 70, right? Because we're at 65 right now. So I think we'll just start saving then to basically get 2 levels of Treasure Hunter as quickly as possible. The other option would be Artisan. This lets you craft vault gear, but given that the vault gear isn't really the part that's holding us back, I think we want Treasure Hunter. Just more vault loot. This is ultimately going to give us more star essence, more gems, more all the things except for gear. I mean, technically, it'll give us more gear, too. So I think Treasure Hunter is just the way to go. So yeah, that's the plan. And I'm pretty happy about that. Now, I do need to put all of this stuff away. And there is quite a lot of it. But that's fine. Should be able to do that pretty easily. And then we can dive into some other stuff. You know, I was going through the chests and I almost forgot to mention the most important thing, which I didn't even, I noticed it when this was from the first vault, so I just forgot to mention it when we were recapping everything. But we got a pretty amazing vault trade, which I'm pretty excited about. So, right here, an uncommon backpack. 1 vault gold. This thing is kind of like a shulker box, except as you can see, it has significantly more space than a shulker box. And yeah, that's a huge upgrade for us. So rather than taking this advanced orange shulker box into every vault with us, this can now be my vault backpack. And it will give us plenty of storage space. I was actually starting to run out, because one thing that I want to keep in this is blocks for puzzle rooms. I think I came across a total of like 3 puzzle rooms on those 3 vault runs, but I was really short on they were being very stingy with the pink puzzle concrete, so I was actually only able to complete 1 of them because I just didn't get enough pink concrete to complete the puzzle in the other 2, but I managed to get 1. So that's something. But yeah, I want to keep those in the backpack. I had them kind of nested in this scavenger crate instead. But in the backpack is a much better place for them. Also, another thing I forgot to mention, we got a Vault Paxel. I think it was last episode maybe. Or a Paxel charm. And I created a new Paxel and put it on there just to see what I would get. And this is our new Vault Paxel. It gives us haste, which is awesome. I think our previous one didn't have anything on it at all. This is the one we were using before, because I don't actually like hammer for a Paxel that you're going to be running vaults with, because you end up with a bunch of extra blocks that you don't want. So I'd rather have no enhancement than have hammer, but finally we got an enhancement that isn't hammer. We got rush, which gives us haste, and that is awesome. I mean, that gets us up to what? We've got haste 3 naturally, so that gets us up to haste 4, and we can mine things like chests and stuff like that very quickly now, which is awesome. Super great little quality of life improvement. But yeah, I need to keep putting this stuff away. I'm not quite done yet. It is going to take me a while to go through all the chests and everything. But you know what? I think looking at the video timer, I think I'm just going to go ahead and call this episode here, guys. I think we're pretty much out of time for this one anyway. So yeah, we're going to wrap it up. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.